Hey, thanks for joining us for this week's training tip. This week I'm going to talk about working your horse in the turnaround, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my left rein and my right leg, and I'm going to apply a slight amount of pressure with my left rein, and then I'm going to put my right leg against this horse's rib cage and just hold it. And when I feel this horse's left hind leg establish itself as a pivot point, I'm going to immediately release this left rein. Okay? So when I start, I'm going to bring that left rein to my leg, and I'm just going to hold my outside leg on this horse's rib cage, and when I feel her establish this inside leg, which is her left hind leg, as a pivot point, where the forequarters or the front end is moving around the back end, then I'm going to release. That's how I let her know that's what I'm asking. I do this exercise to soften my horses back up in their turns to where they do not elevate their heads. I want them to stay soft in their head, neck, and shoulders and establish a pivot foot. So now when I do it to the right, and I just leave my outside rein slack. Wait. And when she establishes that pivot foot, I release and let her walk out of it. I'll do a couple more. I'll do one more each direction. To the left, slight pressure with my left rein, use my outside leg. When she establishes that pivot foot, I let her step forward out of that turn. I'll do one more to the right. This is a real important exercise if you want your horse to stay handy. Tip her nose, outside leg. When she establishes that inside leg as her pivot point and her front end moves around her back end, as soon as I feel this leg establish as a pivot point or a balance point, I release that rein. That's how I let her know that's what I'm asking her to do. That's a really good exercise, and it's real easy. When you initially do the exercise, when you ask them, when you put some pressure on that rein and then you put your outside leg on them, you know, they may walk around for a bit before you feel them establish that pivot point, and that's okay. Just stay with it until you feel that inside hind leg establish as a pivot point, and then when that front end makes an attempt, you know, makes an effort to step around, release. Okay? Great exercise for keeping your horse handy in the front end, because every maneuver you make, they have to establish a pivot foot. Okay? And for this exercise, we're helping her establish that hind leg, or use that hind quarter as a balance point and a pivot foot. Okay? That's our tip for this week. Have a safe week of training. Mark September 30th on your calendar. That's our upcoming sale this fall. We'd love to have you. Have a safe week of training, and be careful out there.